Welcome everybody, Mr. Vidich here. Today we're starting a new unit on algebraic expressions. And today we're going to be looking at 5.1 and specifically we're going to look at variables. A variable is a symbol that represents a number or a quantity that we don't know yet. And a variable may take on different values. So when will we use a variable? Well, if we look at that definition above, if we don't know how much something is or the number of something, that's when we would use a variable instead of an actual number, because we don't know what that number is, we have to use a variable. And the way, some of the symbols that we can use, for example, there are many different symbols you can use. If I'm, let's say, talking about somebody's age, I may use the letter A to represent how old somebody is. If I don't know, how old they are, or if I want to talk about how tall somebody is, I might use H as their height to represent how tall somebody is. Okay. Common variables you're going to see are also X and Y. They're also common symbols that we use for variables. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a couple of examples here. So make sure your notes are out and you're following along with me. Okay, so our first example says, suppose you're 13 years old now. Okay, so today you're 13 years old. How old will you be after? And then we have several examples here. So how old will you be after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then finally X number of years? Okay, so let's go ahead and write this down. So how old will you be after 1 year? Well, if you're 13 years old now, after 1 year, you're going to be 13 plus 1. Okay, so that shows how old you'll be next year. In 2 years, you're going to be 13 plus 2. In 3 years, you're going to be 13 plus 3. And then, suppose I want to know, any number into the future, how old you're going to be. Well, I don't have to keep writing this out. I can just say 13 plus X. And in this case, X represents years from now, years from today. So if I wanted to find out how old you will be in 40 years, you're going to be, so instead of X, I'm going to put 40, and then I'm going to write out 13 plus 40, and so in 40 years, you're going to be 53 years old. Okay? All right, moving down. So what does this algebraic expression represent? Well, we kind of answered that already. This is going to represent how old you will be at some future date. Okay, so you're 13 years old now, and if we add a certain number of years, so 10 years from now, you're going to be 23 years old. 15 years from now, you're going to be 28 years old. Okay, let's do a few more examples. It says here, Nicholas is 3 centimeters taller than Derek. If Derek is X centimeters tall, then how tall is Nicholas? And again here we use X because we don't know how tall Derek is. So to represent Nicholas's height compared to Derek, we have to say Nicholas is X plus 3. And the reason it's plus 3 is because he is 3 centimeters taller. Oops, X plus 3. Okay. Miss Carlbeck is 4 times taller than her dog, Dakota. If Dakota is Y centimeters tall, how tall is Miss Carlbeck? So again, we're using Y here because we don't know how tall Dakota is. We do know, though, that Miss Carlbeck is 4 times taller than Dakota. So if Dakota is Y, okay, and Miss Carlbeck is 4 times taller than her dog, well, how are we going to say that? We're going to say 4, her dog Dakota Y times 4. So that is Miss Carlbeck's height. Okay, she is still shorter than Mr. Vittich though. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you took all the notes, and see you next time.